Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Roadblock. We're on the free-to-play account. Wanted to give you guys a quick update, and I'm going to go back on something that I told you guys I wasn't gonna do, and I am gonna do. We'll talk about why here in a second. First thing I want to talk about is I tend to always do these Sand Devil turn attacks. The rewards in them are pretty good. Any chance to get extra opportunities for souls is good, especially on a free-to-play account, and the requirement here isn't that much. I mean, I spent about 1,700 energy, got the 2,000 points, and you can see here, um, I'm only doing stage 5, 25 turns. The point per energy is ratio there is very good for me. Obviously, I'm getting very low tier rewards, but that doesn't really matter because I'm mostly just going for the tournament rewards. And you can see I've done this a few times. I have 4 immortal soul stones. Now let's talk about why I still have them and why I'm not looking to pull shards during this soulstone rush. Now I'm a big fan of double dipping, as you guys know. So usually in these I'll be like, oh, here's a great chance to pull. Let's go for it. However, you can do the math on these. I've got 4, so 400 points, right? That gets me to an ancient shard, and then 10 points per regular ones. We've got 17 and then 12 more. So, what, 40, right? You could say. So that's another 400 points. And that's only going to get me a chicken and a chaos ore. I'm not really worried about those. So ultimately, the points just aren't worth it. And if you can do the math on it, I'm not going to waste my resources. Plus, we now have so I have a feeling that when a soul chase comes up, which would be the next one, I have a feeling it'll be another 2 times chance to pull higher tier souls like they've been doing, right? They recently started doing those boosts with the souls. So those will usually, just like with shards, right? We've got an ancient shards right now in the middle of a champion chase tournament. So the soul chases will coincide with the boost, right? And I said ancient boost, I meant void boost. So I would rather save for those opportunities where I could, triple dip almost, right? I'd get 2x and get a chance in the tournament that would coincide with that. So I'm not going to pull for the soul rush in this particular case. Let's talk about what I'm changing, and it's going to be a separate video, and that's mostly because they're easier to edit that way and create thumbnails for, etc. I'm actually going to change my mind and pull shards, and I think you guys can probably see why if you're looking. Right, we've got 5 sacred shards right now. 5. All of those came from clan boss. Maybe one of those probably came, what would have been 14 days ago, 17 days ago. One of those could have come a long time ago from um, my monthly quest, but most of those have come from clan boss because I've now got Ultra Nightmare on farm. Now you will notice that I just barely missed it, just 2 million shy here. Really disappointed about that. Just a little underperforming. That's RNG of Clan Boss, right? We're going to hope to reduce that RNG with Wixwell. We're still going to go for him. But I am going to pull shards in a separate video. I'm going to pull every void shard on the account. A couple reasons why. One, we're in the middle of a 2 times chance. I want to take advantage of that 2 times chance. There's still some really good void champions out there that I would like to get, whether they're rare or epic. And then you have the fact that there is an increased chance at a void legendary, which would be my first on this account that isn't a free one. But mainly, if I was to pull a Demitha, I have all of the pieces revolving around Demitha for an unkillable team, which would completely negate this kind of, wishy-washy clan boss team that I've been working on here. So, we have the last key. I only need 2 million. We know I'm gonna achieve that. So unfortunately, I don't get to use that extra key in Nightmare. it is what it is. I'm not thrilled about it, but it is. Got to work with what you got. So, um, hopefully next time I'll have a little bit better RNG, or maybe I'll pay closer attention to the run, do it on a computer, and then say, nope, that's gonna fail too soon. Click, click, and close the game and run it again. It's well, I would love it if they would just do it like Hydra and let you choose to keep the key or not. Because it is a little the fact that you can, by just closing the program, not count the key, you would assume that since people are already doing that, you either fix it or you say, oh, here, we'll just make it easier on you. But that's just me. Okay, what else? Let's talk about Hydra, because it's been a little bit. I didn't release a video yesterday, so um, Hydra normal, I did 26.15 million. I was really trying to get to 35 million because I think we're not gonna win this clash, but we will probably get second or third place. I mean, if they pull out a miracle, and that's kind of would be a great. This would have been a really good opportunity to get some Hydra clash rewards for a change, but the Hydra team, it's not complete, but it's getting there. Now, I did read a comment that I didn't wholeheartedly agree with, and I read it a couple days ago. Let me see if I can find it again. um so one of the comments was to focus on Doom Tower first. And it's from one of my regular fans who I respect their opinion, and I'm not trying to insult their opinion in any way. I just don't agree with it. The argument to there's no reason to push Hydra, sorry, let me read the whole comment. For direction for you, I would look at hard Doom Tower first, then Hydra, then Faction Wars. There's no real reason to push Hydra if you get Mithril fragments already, and all the other areas help with Faction Wars without directly pushing it. So, first of all, I disagree with the consideration that Hydra is not worth it, and the reason being is Hydra Clash. I am lucky enough to be in a clan who consistently wins Hydra Clash. Now, at some point, that's going to stop, and we're going to lose one week and win the next week, and lose one week and win the next week. But we're not there yet. This will be our third one in a row where we placed in the, or fourth one in a row where we placed in the top 3. The rewards in here are very, very good. But the main thing I'm concerned with is Primal Quartz. I mean, it's the only way that a free-to-play, other than events, can farm Primal Shards. It's inconsistent. Is it a very low amount? Absolutely. But it's the only place where I can consistently perform in the game and directly get Primal Shards as a result. Not to mention Clan Gold, which can be way more powerful on a free-to-play account. Case in point, if we come here and we look at the clan shop that I'm lucky enough to be in a clan that has access to, we've got energy, we've got silver, these accessories, they're counterattack accessories, which can be used to in my favor very easily. XP boosts, but then even if we look further into the item pool, I'll have chances at legendary tomes, epic tomes, void shards, which I think I picked one in the last rotation. So, yeah, there's a lot of resources to be had from Hydra, and I disagree with the concept that it's not important to account. And again, I know that this person, they regularly comment on my videos, and they're going to feel a need to defend themselves. I'm not attacking you. I'm just sharing my opinion. I think Hydra is very valuable to accounts, and I want to be clear for you guys as players. Hydra is really important, and back in the day, maybe not so much. I can see an argument saying, oh, well, stone skin and protection gear isn't crazy, but protection gear I think is great. It's on my Pytheon, and it has helped him quite a bit to keep those buffs protected so I can keep those buffs up against certain bosses, against Hydra, etc. And stone skin will be very valuable in PvP, which is an area of the game that currently I'm just kind of being lazy about, but I could definitely pick up and try much harder in that area if I was to get stone skin on certain champions that would really benefit from it. So there's definite value out of stone skin as well. Not to mention that stone skin in itself is interesting because like this piece right here, nothing too special about it, HP, accuracy, but what I love is just think about the one piece set. In fact, let's take a look at stone skin here still, but turn on equipped. So right here, you know, we're getting, not only am I getting 23% defense, I'm also getting 8% HP. Same here. I'm getting extra HP. So I'm getting speed, accuracy, and HP, even though it didn't roll, because she's wearing one piece of stone skin. I mean, that's really good. Just equipping one piece instantly increases HP by 8% for, I don't want to say for free, but just considering it in the world where you're equipping one piece of stone skin, you're also giving yourself a lot of extra HP, as if it had 5 rolls on it, or even in some cases 6 rolls, right? So like this one, we've got a double roll into HP already, and if I equip it, they get an additional 8. So for an HP based champion, this would be really, well, not even HP based, any champion would benefit from this, any tanky champion. In fact, it's very likely that this might be better on something like my Ultimate Death Knight, but I will worry about looking at that stuff later. I'm just kind of looking around at my supports right now and see if any of them don't have completed sets that could benefit from it. So, but yeah, I do think Hydra is very important. Back in the day, that was the common consensus. Like, there's no reason to do Hydra. That's why Hydra Clash came out. That now we have a reason to do, not only to do Hydra, but to also score really high on Hydra, and I think that that's huge. However, the other thing I wanted to say about this comment was that other areas of the game that I would be prioritizing, I don't have any other areas of the game to work on. My teams are done. Could I go into hard difficulty? Yes, I finally have a champion that could take me into hard for Fire Knight. I could probably do hard dragon. I'm just being lazy about it. Spider's Den is a little more tricky, but having Newt now does help. So between Newt and Coldheart, maybe I could get a decent enough team in hard Spider. Ice Golem, that's a much trickier beast, but I'm very happy, other than Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun's Grove, which I have all the pieces to complete that as well, to complete Phantom Shogun's Grove. So, like I could like if I took the time to tune my team, I could more than likely farm Phantom Shogun's Grove at stage 25 on a free to play. If you haven't seen my free to play, sorry, it is a free to play team, to be fair. If you haven't seen my all rare team, it's not my original idea. I did get it from Odd One, but it's a very achievable team, and I do plan on potentially this summer building it and showing it off to you guys to show you what a free to play can do, using this very easy all rare team. But I digress. Really, I have progress everywhere that I would like to be progressing. The only other area is Iron Twins, but I have a very specific team in mind, and I'm just not at the point where I can build that specific team yet. But we are also one step closer to that team because we now have Archmage Helmut. I am not going to pull him. I'm going to wait probably until this champion chase during the fusion. But Archmage Helmet is very, very powerful for my account. And I'm very excited to finally have unlocked him. And he is going to pair extremely well with Seer, increasing her damage by even more. So, um, the last thing I wanted to say regarding that comment too is that by focusing in faction wars, it's just going to give me a direction and give me a reason to level up some champ. I just don't have a reason to level anybody up. That's why I haven't leveled anyone up in a while. My last 6-star is it Arbiter? Is Arbiter my last 6-star? No, Newt. Newt was my last 6-star, right? And that's because he's amazing. But in pulling Newt, everything else is solved. I just need to do it. I just need to take the time and say, okay, let's put Newt in there. Cool. We beat that boss. Let's put Newt in there. Cool. I mean, including most, not all, but most bosses in Doom Tower. Like pulling Newt really changed this account to the point where I can be lazy, and I have been, unfortunately. So the plan now is to focus up and find some direction. And dungeons are solved for me. Could I go higher? Absolutely, I could. Um, but stage 20 is where I want to farm for all of those tournaments and events. So I'm okay sitting there for now until I can get a better support structure around Newt. Mithrala, or not Mithrala, sorry, Ursula is great, but she doesn't bring any healing. She doesn't bring any cleansing. She's just a really good reviver with really good survivability buffs. I really want like a top tier kind of cleanser or healer or something along those lines. Mithrala changes it quite a bit because then I have a cleanser and a shielder, and then maybe we can bring like a Godseeker combined with Mithrala type team. So Godseeker does the reviving, Mithrala does the cleansing and the shielding, and we kind of balance out like that. So so that's kind of the plan moving forward. But I don't really have like a strong support carry and one that can kind of bring healing and reviving, like Pytheon, or kind of Elva comes to mind. That champions like that. So that's why I really kind of want I want one of those, of course, but until I get one of those kind of support champions to take me into the higher stages of the dungeons, I'm kind of being lazy about it. So and again, I love you. You know who you are. I don't want to call you out, but I love you. I love your comments. Not arguing with you. I'm just simply sharing my point of view. That's all. My perspective. I don't necessarily agree that that's where I want to go. That's not where I want to go. I want to do faction wars, and I'm going to start by doing barbarian faction wars, and Armand's is going to be my next 6-star. Right? That's going to be my focus, is leveling up barbarians. So Armand's will be 6-star. Yakar will be 6 stars. And then I already have Syl. I'll probably leave at 50 and see how far we can get between that. And I might throw High Katoon in. And I already have her 6-star, so maybe Soul Bond instead of Woad Painted. But I may need to bring Woad Painted if I need like really good healing. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But Armand's getting 6-star. It'll be the next big thing. And then I will build them and manual and focus and try to get as many stars from the barbarian crypts as I can. Once that's solved, then I will move on to dwarves. And I will level up those champions that revolve around that, right? So we already talked about Armands and Yakarl. Maybe I need a 6-star Syl to complete it, but I would, if not, I won't. Obviously, we talked about High Katoon will probably get 5-starred at least, and then we already have Soulbond at 6. After that, and we do move on to dwarves, right? Herndig's definitely getting a 6-star. In fact, I just saw a video today talking about Herndig, and it was from Ash, and he slept on Herndig. I obviously did too. To be fair, though, I did get some pretty good champions to focus on instead. But the big thing that's going to really evolve my Dwarven team is going to be leveling out Melga. Now, Melga can totally survive at level 50, and I will show you exactly what I mean. Because if we come in here on my main account, I'm on my main account now. I want to be clear about that. My Melga, I pulled her as one of the first supports on my account, and she has been 50 for a very, very long time on this account, and totally fine. Worked great. She has served purpose wherever I needed her to be. She could shield, she could heal, she could revive. I mean, Melga is awesome, and I would look forward to building her. Is she as good as others? No, which is kind of why I've been dragging my feet a little bit on her. Oh, sorry, still on the wrong account. But building Melga will be very good for faction wars, basically. So that would be the plan. I think I've touched on every subject that I want to, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. That way I can go record. Oh, no, I did talk about Clan Boss. Yeah, okay, I talked about everything, but I do want to go record pulling these 16 voids. So keep a lookout for that video. If I didn't emphasize it enough, it's because I have 5 sacred shards. Those 5 sacreds for the summon rush for the fusion will make up for the lack of void shards. We have sacred shards. We've got 1 primal if I need it, 28 ancients. I feel very confident that I can not burn, but spend these void shards going into the summon rush. And we're going to get other shards between now and then. They may not be any more sacreds, but we will get more ancients. We may get more voids even between now and then. So I just wanted to make sure I emphasized that for you guys. And I look forward to giving you guys updates based on what we pull. Maybe I finally pull my first Void Legendary. We'll see. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.